from the most trusted journalists at Comedy Central. It's America's only source for news. This is The Daily Show with your host, Jordan Klepper.
Let's start with the border crisis, shall we? For months, Congress has been unable to take concrete steps to find a real solution. But yesterday, House Republicans stood up, joined hands, and said, "F it, let's pull a cheap stunt instead."
For the first time in almost 150 years, a cabinet secretary has been impeached. House lawmakers impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas yesterday by an extremely thin margin of 214 to 213.
They think Secretary Mayorkas is not doing a good job, but they don't really have a case that he has committed what we are supposed to be looking for, which is high crimes and misdemeanors.
Well, it sends a message that we're not just going to sit by while the Secretary of Homeland Security fails to do his job at keeping our homeland safe.
Really? House Republicans? Really? That's grounds for impeachment now? Doing a bad job? That's the standard you guys want to set, because you're not exactly crushing it right now. You can't pass legislation, you can't settle on a speaker. The most you guys have gotten done is one Beetlejuice hand job, and even that wasn't to completion. I mean, come on, I could have knocked out two before the curtain rises, you know? But fine. They impeached Alejandro Mayorkas. I guess House Republicans think they can solve the border crisis by removing one Latino at a time. So, congratulations to House Speaker Mike Johnson for finally getting something passed. Although, you know who's going to be pretty upset about that? Mike Johnson from 4 years ago.
The founding fathers, the founders of this country, warned against single-party impeachments. They said that it would be bitterly divisive, perhaps irreparably divisive for the country.
I definitely won't regret that in a few years. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to French kiss a bat at the Wuhan wet market. But let's move on to more consequential congressional news. Yesterday, Long Island voters had a special election to replace this guy, George Santos. Yeah, of course. Sure. Famous for getting expelled, dressing like a ventriloquist dummy, and running away from all of America's finest journalists. Run away from me all you want, George. You'll have to talk to me when I pay for that cameo. Those are the rules. It's in the contract. Read the fine print, George. I'm coming for you. But the race to replace Santos wasn't just a local issue. It had national implications because both parties were looking to see what the result would tell them about November. So let's break down this race. In one corner, we had Tom Suozzi, and in the other corner, we had Mazi Pilip. Suozzi versus Mazi. Even Dr. Seuss was like, you know, that's a little much.
This is The Daily Show